Good evening and welcome to tonight's news bulletin, live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues a royal decree. The Minister of Energy and Minerals announces the offering of 3 oil and gas concession areas for local and international oil companies. And the Sultanate of Oman and the Islamic Republic of Mauritania hold an official session of talks in the fields of communications and information technology. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues Royal Decree number 18/2023. Article 1. The name of wildlife reserve in the Governorate of Al-Wusta shall be amended to be the Arabian Oryx Sanctuary wherever it is mentioned in the Royal Decree number 4/94 and is attached annex. Article 2. This decree shall be published in the official gazette and shall come into effect from the following day of its publication. Ministry of Energy and Minerals announced the offering of 3 oil and gas concession areas for local and international oil companies. The concession areas are 15, 36 and 54 during the period until June 25th. Interested parties can visit the live data room at ldroman.bidround.com. The Minister of Energy and Minerals earlier said it is in the preparation process to offer a new batch of oil and gas concession areas by the end of first quarter of 2023. There are also plans to offer offshore oil and gas blocks by the end of the second quarter of 2023. Of course, the live data room at ldroman.bidround.com. The Sultanate of Oman, represented by the Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology, held an official session of talks with the Islamic Republic of Mauritania in the fields of communications and information technology. During the session, the 2 sides discussed aspects of enhancing joint cooperation between them in the fields of communications and information technology. After that, the Mauritanian delegation listened to 2 presentations, the first on the national program for the digital economy in the Sultanate of Oman, while the second presentation was on the government digital transformation program. The session was chaired by His Excellency Engineer Saeed bin Hamoud Al-Ma'wali, Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology, and His Excellency Al-Mukhtar Ahmed Al-Yidali, Mauritanian Minister of Digital Transformation, Innovation and Modernization of Administration. A medical team specializing in dental and maxillofacial surgery at Sultan Qaboos University Hospital managed to perform a surgical operation, the first of its kind in the Sultanate of Oman, which consisted of reconstructing the fractured floor of the eye orbit using a special plate for the patient. The operation, which took 60 minutes, went smoothly and was successfully compared to 3 hours when using the traditional method. The patient left the hospital in good health. The Oman Cross Ages Museum is considered a knowledge and cultural destination for citizens and tourists. It was also prepared to provide its services to the disabled and blind people so as to get acquainted with its rich contents of Omani history and civilization. The museum includes wide halls and facilities that serve all the visitors and provide information about the contents of the museum. It also equipped with the modern devices to make the process of getting the information easier on the visitors. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and yet to come in our news bulletin. Wheat harvest season starts in the governorate of Al-Buremi. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The head of the United Nations International Atomic Energy Agency, Rafael Grossi, will visit Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant next week to assess the serious security situation there. Rafael Grossi said in a statement published on the IAEA's website that the nuclear safety and security dangers at the Russian-held plant were all too obvious. The statement added that Grossi will be accompanied by a new group of IAEA experts, the seventh team present at the site since the IAEA support and assistance mission to Zaporizhzhia was established. The visit will be Grossi's second to the plant after he visited in September 2022. At least 25 people were killed by devastating tornadoes that ripped across the southern U.S. state of Mississippi, with the region reading for more severe weather today. The powerful weather system, accompanied by thunderstorms and driving rain, cut a path of more than 60 kilometers across the state late Friday, slamming several towns along the way. Mississippi's Emergency Management Agency put the death toll at 25 and said dozens more were injured. It added 4 people reported missing have been found. Back here in the Sultanate of Oman, the quantity of fish by the end of last year recorded a decrease by 2% to reach 718,726 tons compared to the same period in the year 2021. The National Center for the Statistics and Information indicated that the highest quantity of fish was caught by artisanal fishing by the end of December 2022 came in Al-Wusta Governorate, followed by South Sharqiya, then North-South Al-Batina Governorates. The Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources started an aerial spraying campaign to combat the Dubas palm insect for the spring generation 2023. This campaign comes as part of the ministry's efforts to combat the insect and protect the date palm crop from agricultural pests. The aerial spraying campaign comes as a continuation of the annual program implemented by the ministry to limit the economic damage caused by the Dubas palm pest, which attacks this economic crop and causes severe damage. The wheat crop is cultivated by the Omani farmers in the governorate of Al-Buremi in great quantities due to its economic importance and high quality. The farmers started these days the harvest season of this crop. The product will be sold in local markets in the governorate and other parts in the Sultanate. The production is also supported by the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources, which encourages young farmers to grow wheat for their economic value and quick return and gives them access to the necessary knowledge. The wheat harvest in Oman has become more easy with the introduction of combined harvesters that cut short of the time needed to harvest the crop and collect the debris. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues a royal decree. The Minister of Energy and Minerals announces the offering of 3 oil and gas concession areas for local and international oil companies. And the Sultanate of Oman and the Islamic Republic of Mauritania hold an official session of talks in the fields of communications and information technology. Fasting is an act of deep personal worship through which Muslims seek deeper reflection and connection with the Almighty Allah. We pray to Allah to accept our fasting and our deeds. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studio and newsroom, we thank you for joining us and good night.